Hello everyone, my name is Rampage and I'm back with another build, a Mohgwyn Sacred Spear build. This build is capable of dealing thousands of damage per second and absolutely melting bosses. Even annoying bosses like the Godskin duo get absolutely melted. I'd even go as far as to say this weapon is more powerful than the Rivers of Blood katana. Not only does this weapon's Ash of War do about the same amount of damage as the Rivers of Blood's Ash of War, but it is also an AoE, making hitting many enemies at once very easy. And, if that wasn't good enough, spears can also attack while blocking, making the defense and survivability on this build much higher. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. But with that out of the way, let's get straight into the video. So getting into the build, of course we're using Mohgwyn Sacred Spear, which you can obtain after defeating Mohg, Lord of Blood in Mohgwyn's Palace, and trading the Remembrance of the Blood Lord to Insignia in the Round Table Hold. Now I recommend you use a shield with this build, the Fingerprint Stone Shield to be exact, and the great thing about this shield is that it has the highest guard boost and damage negation in the game. You can also apply Ash of Wars to this shield. You can get this wonderful shield in the Subterranean Shunning Grounds right here on the map. I also recommend going with the no skill Ash of War on your shield so that the Ash of War on your shield doesn't interfere with the Ash of War on your weapon. You can get the no skill Ash of War by purchasing it from Knight Bernal at the War Master's Shack. Getting into the armor, I recommend you use the white mask for the helm slot. The white mask is extremely powerful for bleed builds because it not only has decent stats, but a very useful plus 10% attack power buff that lasts for 20 seconds whenever blood loss occurs near you. The blood loss doesn't even need to be caused by you, it just needs to happen somewhere close to you. You can get this extremely powerful mask by heading to Mohgwyn Palace and defeating all 3 nameless white mask invaders in the Lake of Blood right here on the map. It is very important that you get this mask before killing Mohg, Lord of Blood, because there is a bug that makes this mask unobtainable after killing him. If you did miss out on this mask, just use whatever helm you have that has the most defense while still being able to medium roll. For the chest armor, gauntlets, and leg armor, I recommend you use Radahn's armor. It has extremely good defense while still being light enough for us to medium roll with this build. You can get the Radahn armor set by killing Star Scourge Radahn right here on the map and then purchasing the armor from Insignia in the Round Table Hold. You could also use heavier armor such as Bull Goat armor, which is the best armor in the game, but that would require you to invest quite a bit more into endurance, and I don't think it's worth it unless you are a really high level. But if you are dead set on using Bull Goat armor, you can get it by progressing the Volcano Manor questline, but only if Patches is still alive, so make sure you don't kill him. So getting into the talismans, for the first talisman I recommend use the Lord of Blood's Exultation. This talisman has the exact same effect as the white mask, except it gives you a 20% attack power increase for 20 seconds instead of a 10% attack power increase for 20 seconds. And yes, they stack together for a total of 30% attack power increase. You can get the Lord of Blood's Exultation by defeating Esgar, Priest of Blood in Lindell Catacombs. For the second talisman, I recommend that you use either the Warrior Jar Shard or the Shard of Alexander, preferably the Shard of Alexander. You can find Alexander right here on the map. Now you have a choice, you can either kill him and get the Warrior Jar Shard, which will increase the damage of your Ash of War attacks by 10%, or you can complete his questline and get the Shard of Alexander, which will increase the damage of your Ash of War attacks by 15%. For the third talisman, I recommend the Fire Scorpion Charm. The Fire Scorpion Charm increases your fire damage by 12%, but also increases your physical damage taken by 10%. The Mohgwyn Sacred Spear has a decent amount of fire damage, so this is a decent choice. You can find this talisman in Fort Lade. For the fourth talisman, I recommend the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia. This talisman makes your attacks do more damage than where you attack, which is very powerful because a Mohgwyn Sacred Spear Ash of War hits 3 times. You can get this talisman by completing Millicent's questline and choosing to assist her at the end of the questline. You will find Millicent at the Church of the Plague right here on the map. If you want some more defense and survivability, you could also use the Dragoncrest Greatshield talisman instead. This talisman reduces your physical damage taken by a massive 20% and can really help you survive some extremely devastating attacks. You can find this talisman hidden in a chest in a Phil, Brace of the Haligtree. No build is truly complete without a good Wondrous Physick Combination. For this build, I recommend the Flame Shrouding Cracked tier. This tier increases your fire damage by 20% for 3 minutes, and you can get it by killing the Erdtree avatar at the Minor Erdtree in Caelid right here on the map. I also recommend the Thorny Crack tier. This tier has the same effect as the Rotten Wing Sword Insignia, but is actually more powerful and they stack together. You can get this tier by killing the Putrid Avatar at the Minor Retreat in the Consecrated Snowfield. As for the stats I'd recommend for this build, I'd recommend having at least 60 Vigor so you have a lot of HP. 20 Mind seems to be the sweet spot for having enough FP to use the Astral Board comfortably without going overboard. 57 Endurance so you can wear all of the gear for this build. 48 Strength so we meet the requirements for the Mohgwyn Sacred Spear and Fingerprint Stone Shield. 14 Dexterity so we meet the requirements for the Mohgwyn Sacred Spear. And for the rest of the points, I'd recommend putting them into Arcane instead of Strength because this weapon scales extremely well with Arcane, and having more Arcane will also increase your Bloodlust buildup, which is what makes this weapon so powerful. This is what I'd go with for a level 200 build, but you could easily make this a level 150 build by going with much lighter armor and a much lighter shield. However, leveling up in this game is extremely easy, and you'll find many videos on my channel that will get you to level 200 plus extremely fast, so check those out if you want some help leveling up faster. If you found this video helpful or entertaining, don't forget to subscribe, and if you made it this far into the video, I want to let you know that I really appreciate you, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.